Win here in the big house, that's probably a better appropriate way to do it, but tight ball game, down by 1.5, low scoring game. You guys come out, really get it rolling there in the second half and especially the fourth quarter. How did you see it tonight?
Well, you know, it's ugly, plain and simple. There's no other word for it, but it's something that if it's an ugly win, you'll take it. If it's an ugly loss, you go home scratching your head. So, you know, we talked about it at halftime that I felt like that's probably one of the ugliest halves of basketball I've seen since coaching third grade girls years ago, and no offense to those girls that I had at that time, but it's just something that we've got to execute. You're going to hear me say that all year long, but we've got to just run the stinking offense, plain and simple. But I thought defensively we played better tonight. You know, I don't like giving up second and third shots, and I don't think we gave up as many as we did against Holcomb. But you know, we'll watch the tape again, and I told the guys that the worst thing I can do is have us watch this tape. Let me watch it. But you know, we did things tonight that made us a little better, and we're going to have to do things this week, Wednesday and Thursday, to get better for Lawton on Friday.
They came out right after the half, and they hit 2 threes, and they went up by 7, and you took a timeout there. Obviously, you talked last time about some of the crossovers and things like that on the defensive side. How did you feel about the way that what you talk about in that timeout, and then what did you get switched over there?
Well, the bottom line is that we can't lose our assignment of who we're guarding on the defensive end. And one, we just wanted to stop that's what happened at Holcomb. You know, they went on about an 8-0 run, and I didn't want the 6-0 run to go to an 8 or 10-0 run. So, you know, just to kind of settle them down, and we kind of had that deer in the headlight look at first, and then we weathered that storm, and that's just like, guys, hey, be patient, it'll come to you. But we get to a point where we panic and we think we've got to do something right now. And this offense and this is a team that has to be patient and has to let the offense work for it.
Got up 44-40, and it looked like you were going into the fourth corner, slowing it down, making them have to either foul you or getting the easy shots, and the execution at the end seemed pretty good. I've been here and seen some of those four-point leads with 3 minutes to go disappear, but executed down the stretch. How did you feel about how you guys closed it out?
Well, and that's a great point. I mean, I've sat and watched them for a lot of years too, and that's where give credit to the guys of where they stepped up. And one thing that we've been trying to instill in these guys is just confidence and believing in themselves, and I think that just comes, and instead of calling timeouts and let them play through some of that, you know, and some growing pains. And you know, we've got a few guys that had varsity experience, but there's some of those guys haven't played a lot of varsity. So, but yeah, I was real pleased with how the guys down the stretch showed their composure. And boy, our Achilles heels are free throws, and we know that we're not a good shooting team right now, and we shoot a lot of shots in practice, but it's got to carry over into a game.
And finally, Coach, you got 2 big ones coming up in 3 days, so you just get a couple of days to practice and turn right back around and come in for a back-to-back setup here this weekend. What did you see tonight that is going to be kind of a focus of practice next couple of days to get ready?
Well, we've got to get after it on the defensive end, know where our man's at, because we're switching back between different zones and different man, and so everybody's got to know what we'll do, transition full court to where we know who we're guarding and who their shooters are, and Lawton's going to come in, and they're going to be like they've been every year. They're not going to be real big, but they're going to be athletic. They're going to push the ball up and down the floor. They're going to defend like crazy. So we're going to have to take care of the basketball, and you know, I've told these guys from day one that we've got to be the best defensive team in the state, and we've got a long way to go to get there, but that's the goal. And then we've got to be where we execute on the offensive end every possession, and that's what we'll go to work on this week.
We look forward to it, Coach. Congratulations. We'll see you Friday.
Thanks, Earl.